your side. This is News 3 Evening Edition.
Good evening, everyone. We thank you for trusting News 3. I'm Phil Scoggins.
And I'm Teresa Whitaker. First tonight, we're following the tragic developing story out of South Florida. Several people are dead among at least 14 victims in a school shooting at a Broward County high school. The
alleged shooter is in custody and has now been identified as 18-year-old Nicholas Cruz. Officials say gunshots rang out during the afternoon dismissal at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. That is in Parkland, Florida, about 20 minutes north of Fort Lauderdale. They say the shooter pulled the fire alarm before opening fire.
Once students and faculty realized it was not a drill, mass hysteria ensued. Students running for their lives, jumping fences, leaving the building with hands above their heads, while some were left hiding out in classrooms, closets, and any other safe haven they could find for hours. The accused gunman is a former student with a reputation.
Honestly, a lot of people were saying that it was going to be him, stuff like that. We threw a lot of kids threw jokes around like that, saying that he was going to be the one to scoot up the school. But it turns out, you know, everyone predicted it. That's crazy.
Wow, he must have come onto campus then, right?
Yeah, he was on the 3rd floor. He knows the school layout. He knows where everyone would be at as of right now. He's been in this fire drills. He's prepared for this stuff.
The Broward County Sheriff said Cruz was taken into custody off campus without any confrontation.
Of course, this is a developing story. We will continue to follow it right here on WRBL and on the CBS Evening News.
We're on the verdict watch in the Upatoi triple murder trial tonight. The fate of 17-year-old Rufus Burks still rests in the hands of a jury.
Burks is accused in the murders of 54-year-old grandmother Gloria Short, her son, 17-year-old Caleb Short, and her granddaughter, 10-year-old Gianna Lindsay. All three found violently beaten and stabbed to death back in January of 2016.
News 3's Mikhaela Singleton has been in the courtroom all day. She joins us now live with details on today's deliberations.
Well, just moments ago, we finally heard back from the jury after a long 8 hours of deliberation, and it's another verdictless day in Judge Gil McBride's courtroom. Now, those jurors, they did come back, and they told Judge McBride and the attorneys they simply could not come to a unanimous decision on any of the 10 charges that Rufus Burks faces. Now, to recap those charges, it's 3 counts of malice murder that he faces, 3 counts of felony murder, 1 count of kidnapping, 1 count of burglary, and 2 counts of auto theft. Now, jurors were able to go over a lot of the evidence in the case, more than 400 photos and several physical items. There were some things that raised some red flags. They actually had both the defendant, Rufus Burks, and all the attorneys file back into the courtroom to ask to rewatch the surveillance videos. Now, those videos came from several businesses along the route that former co-defendant, 21-year-old Raheem Gibson, he described it during his testimony as how he, Burks, and 21-year-old Javarcier Tapley made it to that Bentley Drive home before the murders. Now, the jurors also asked the judge to clarify the law on how it applies to Burks if he's only, quote, a party to the crime. Now, you'll remember that Georgia law actually states that if anyone is involved in any portion of the crime, even if Burks was not directly involved in the murders, he could be charged with all of the charges, which he now faces. Now, jurors also asked if that surveillance video shows the return trip, but Judge McBride said they could not go out and get that. They just had to use the evidence that they had in front of them. Now, court will reconvene tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'll be here sending out Twitter updates, and stay on with WRBL News 3 on all of our platforms for a live verdict announcement when it comes out. On your side at the Columbus Government Center, Mikhaela Singleton, WRBL News 3.
Thank you for that live report, Mikhaela. New details tonight in a horrific accident on J.R. Allen Parkway this morning. It claimed the lives of 2 men, a stranded motorist who had run out of gas, and the man who had stopped to help him. The driver of the vehicle who hit them is under investigation, but so far, no charges have been filed. Columbus police say the accident happened around 5 this morning along the J.R. Allen Parkway access road at Interstate 185. According to investigators, 47-year-old Lee Edward Heath ran out of gas and pulled over on the shoulder of the road. 32-year-old Anthony Jensen, who works with a roadside assistance company, stopped to help him. Investigators say as the 2 men were putting gas in the truck, a Nissan sideswiped them, killing them both. Police say the driver of the Nissan is fully cooperating with police. His name is not being released at this time.
Tonight in Chambers County, a Valley woman is behind bars after police say she confessed to killing her 79-year-old mother at their home on 36th Street. News 3's Ashley Garrett tells us where police are now with this investigation in a story you saw first on 3.
I just wrapped up a conversation with Major Mike Reynolds with the Valley Police Department, and he tells me when the body of the victim was discovered in the home you see behind me, some, quote, red flags were raised. Valley investigators say they discovered the body of 79-year-old Frances McDonald Tuesday afternoon in the 2400 block of 36th Street. They say upon quick investigation of the body, the death appeared to be suspicious. Police say they questioned the daughter who lived with her mother. They say the daughter, 43-year-old Heather Christensen, confessed to killing her mom. We are hearing reports this may have been some sort of rage-related death or strangling or things of that nature. Do you care to comment on that?
Well, like I said, at this point, the cause of death we're unsure of. There are several theories about what happened. A set motive has not been established at this time.
One neighbor who lives across the street says she witnessed a domestic-related incident between the mother and daughter. She says what she saw happened back in November.
They've really been on my mind all night. Because, see, from day one, like when I told you I heard the altercation, I immediately told my husband, I said, they was over there in an argument. I said, but it ain't going to be for long for that lady try to handle that. The daughter tried to handle the mama, and she was going to eventually probably end up doing something to her because of the stuff that I was hearing. And if she was acting like that, if she was like mentally ill or something like that, I figured it probably wasn't going to be long.
Police say they're looking into a possible history of domestic abuse between the mother and daughter as part of their investigation. Major Mike Reynolds adds that this murder investigation is still ongoing. He also says as soon as new information is available for release, News 3 will be notified in a timely fashion. For now, though, I'll send things back to you in the studio. On your side in Valley, Alabama, Ashley Garrett, WRBL News 3.
Police say Christensen is now being held at the Chambers County Detention Facility on a murder charge. Her mother's body now in Montgomery undergoing an autopsy.
To our weather now, and it has been a rather warm Valentine's Day.
How long will this trend continue? Here's Chief Meteorologist Bob Jeswald.
Well, for a while, guys, it's a pattern we're going to certainly be getting used to, and you're going to have no choice in this matter because there is not much change or anything kicking it out. In fact, it's like a boat ride type weather. Can you imagine? Let's look at 69, a little warmer here at Lake Harding Marina, and of course the humidity's up a little bit too. The winds have been south, southeast throughout the day. They're becoming more southwest tomorrow, and we see this energy that's just been kind of building across the region. Extreme northern counties may just see coming into your Wednesday night, maybe just a little light rain here and there, but it's some areas of drizzle we're talking about. And in sunshine erupting tomorrow, and we begin to see these 70s through central Alabama starting to develop. We're going to be seeing more 70s tomorrow coming up in this first alert forecast. But for the short term right now, as you see, the sun is setting as we speak. It's 64 degrees coming up, and this will be around 6 o'clock Eastern. And we're looking at 63 degrees at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and 62 before midnight hour. So it's still the 60s hanging on here, Phil. But as we look at today's high of 65, get used to this number becoming more and more above average, and talking 70s that are going to certainly be in play in your extended forecast.
All right, thank you, Bob. Tonight we are digging deeper into a Columbus private school's new drug testing policy. Brookstone School has announced that it will increase its drug testing of its students.
For the upcoming school year, drug testing will be voluntary. Starting in 2019, testing will be mandatory, though, for all 8th through 12th graders.
News 3's Jessalyn Adams is live at the school with more on what parents can expect. Jessalyn.
The school says it's trying to do its part in being proactive when it comes to students' health and to help fight the opioid crisis across the country by taking care of the children and teens they educate here.
We have decided to take a proactive and active role in being a part of that solution to, again, all geared toward providing a safe and protective environment for our children and to protect their overall health, safety, and well-being.
Brookstone School's chairman of the Board of Trustees says talks of enacting a drug testing policy started 5 years ago.
From that point in time, we have continued to follow the issues, do research, contemplate what is our role as a school? What can we do to help protect our children?
The school decided on hair testing being voluntary for the 2018 school year. Then, in the 2019 school year, students will be randomly selected for a mandatory test where they'll take a strand of the student's hair and test for drug use. If the student tests positive, the parent is notified and resources are provided to help the child stop use.
We don't look at it as being a discipline problem. We look at it as being a public health problem.
Lester says students are already taught about the danger of drug abuse. This testing is just an additional step to promote healthy behavior.
In my previous school, we had a very similar type program and had it for 12 years. I saw it make a real difference in the lives of students, and I wanted that very much for our students here at Brookstone.
And he says the parents are on board with it.
Right now, the response has been overwhelmingly positive, whether it's been phone calls, emails, or text. We've been very pleased with the response.
I spoke with a few parents today, and they tell me they are fine with the policy. One mother telling me she's excited about it. Live and on your side in Columbus, Jessalyn Adams, WRBL, News 3.
Thank you, Jessalyn. The school stressed this is not meant to be a disciplinary measure, but rather another step toward what they believe is the school's main goal, educating the whole child.
Well, this week, the Kinetic Golden Apple made its way over to J.D. Davis Elementary to honor our latest winner.
She is veteran teacher Mimi Reese, who was both surprised and honored to receive the award. The third grade teacher is a graduate of Columbus State University and Troy University.
Miss Reese says winning the Golden Apple is a tremendous honor.
This is such an honor, and I'm just filled with so much joy. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Principal Latavia Williams and Kinetic Representative Clint Perkins were also on hand to help honor Miss Reese.
To nominate a deserving teacher like Miss Reese, just head to WRBL.com and fill out our nomination form.
Straight ahead on News 3 Evening Edition.
Why some Girl Scouts say a name change is long overdue for one bridge in Savannah. But first, here's a look at what's coming up later tonight on WRBL.
All trades are welcome during the February trade-in sales event at Columbus Kia Auto Sports. We'll take any trade, even if you're upside down. High mileage, body damage, no problem. New 2018 Kia Optima. 0 down payment, only $218 per month at Columbus Kia Auto Sports.
The fastest growing homeless population is women and children. You can come to our rescue with safe shelter, a warm meal, and hope. With a donation of $6 and change, hope warms the coldest winter. Come to the rescue.
All trades are welcome during the February trade-in sales event at Columbus Kia Auto Sports. We'll take any trade, even if you're upside down. High mileage, body damage, no problem. And you could be approved with a job bringing home $350 per week at Columbus Kia Auto Sports.
Hello, this is Ken Nugent. My wife and I. This truck just hit us out of nowhere.
Is everyone okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. But my wife, I don't know. They're rushing her to the ER now.
We can get out there and meet you right away.
Ken's team fought hard to get us the money we needed.
Ken settled my case for $400,000.
Every case is different. Every result is different. But no matter what, we'll be at your side every step of the way.
Call 1-800-CALL-KEN.
The right car at the right price. Only at Budget Car and Truck Sales.
I'm John Morgan. If you've been injured on the job, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan. Pound Law. That's all.
On the Georgia State House Watch tonight, lawmakers are to discuss a bill that would study pay scales for law enforcement in the state. The proposal comes 1 year after law enforcement officers received a bump in pay thanks to the Georgia legislature. The Senate bill would also create a compensation grant program for officers.
Girl Scouts in Georgia are lobbying lawmakers to change the name of Savannah's Eugene Talmadge Memorial Bridge. The bridge honors former Governor Talmadge, who was a segregationist. The Girl Scouts are proposing changing the name of the bridge to honor their founder, Juliet Gordon Lowe. The name change was set to be discussed on the House floor today.
On the Alabama side, a group of gun violence survivors and educators are asking lawmakers to stop a bill that would allow permitless carry in the Yellowhammer state. Volunteers with the group Moms Demand Action say that they support the Second Amendment. They just want to see guns stay out of the hands that shouldn't be holding them. The Senate Judiciary Committee adjourned before the bill came up today. The committee is now expected to hear the bill sometime next week.
All right, back to the weather now. We're talking about rain still in
We still are.
forecast?
Yes, and I don't mean to digress, but I'm looking again. We seem to be wearing the same colors again. You have the red ties. I mean, what's going on here?
We'll see if sports complies.
Yes, let's see. Exactly. We'll see. Unless he's hearing us right now in the sports office. Okay, next 24 hours, we're going to see if the weather complies here. And it is, if it would just kind of come up here out anyway. I don't know why it's not advancing, but anyway, I can tell you next 24 hours is going to be mild. We'll have that weather coming up right after this.
Top quality used cars with a lifetime warranty at Headquarter Nissan. Every make, every model, we've got them all with a lifetime warranty. Plus identity protection, theft protection, and more at Headquarter Nissan.
If you plan for everything, it would be impossible to plan for everything. However, there's a few things that everyone can do. First, you can plan your funeral arrangements in advance. This takes stress off of your family having to make a decision at a difficult time. Next, you should have a will and a living will prepared. These documents will ensure that your wishes are carried out. Come in or call today and let Vance Brooks Funeral Home help you plan for almost everything.
There's plenty to fall in love with this month at Rivertown Toyota.
Absolutely. Fall in love with savings with new 2018 RAV4s. Just $209 a month plus $500 bonus cash. Or available 0% APR on 16 new Toyota models. Fall in love with the right way guarantee. And honoring all dealers' ads.
Everyone deserves to fall in love. Find your perfect match today.
At Rivertown Toyota. Tell our major savings sent you.
Your neighbors drive a Rivertown Toyota. You should too.
WRBL News 3, honoring Black history with this moment in the Valley's hidden history.
The Lee sisters gained national recognition as the most arrested civil rights family in 1965. After being arrested 17 times for taking part in protests, the family legacy is now being honored for their fight against injustice.
Hidden History is brought to you by attorney Ken Nugent.
Now through February 15th, join Planet Fitness for only $5 down and then $10 a month. No commitment. It's just more proof that good things come in fives. Like high fives. 5 minutes to warm up, 5 minutes to chill out, 5 fingers for grabbing pizza. And best of all, the 5 that gets you into the judgment-free zone. Just $5 down and then $10 a month. No commitment. Now through February 15th. The world judges. We don't. Planet Fitness. Be free.
Save $10,000 on the Mighty Titan at Headquarter Nissan. That's a new Titan from just $21,130, only at Headquarter Nissan.
News 3 First Alert Weather Radar, brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Now, News 3 brings you your First Alert forecast.
Here's a live look at Toomer's Corner. You look at this picture and it's feeling like spring, just by way of looking at folks, what they're dressed in, and you can see they're not bundled up, certainly just kind of a comfortable walk, not trying to hunker down when the wind's blowing, nothing like that at all. The winds are light southeast here. We're dropping down to 61 here in Toomer's Corner at Magnolia and College Street. City of Auburn camera here. Humidity's high, blah, 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 the whole routine. Look at that nice family there coming across the intersection there. Okay, so temperatures are going to dip right down in the lower 60s coming up in early overnight. We'll probably get down to about 59 being your coolest spot. Notice this little symbol. We got some fog building in again. In other words, with these temperatures in the upper 50s, the dew point temperature will be somewhere into the mid to upper 50s. It's pretty saturated. So some patchy dense fog. That would be some areas of drizzle, even into the early morning. Late morning into the afternoon, we get those little breaks of sun, a little cloud here and there. We'll call it mostly cloudy, but there'll be breaks of sun to easily give us another 10 degrees temperature range warmer than what we were today. That would put us about 74, 75. Some of you may see a 76. Look what's happening here. The surface high pressure across Texas and Mexico is building. In fact, we got these upper 70s, near 80 in Brownsville right now, 77 in New Orleans. So that warm air mass is just kind of meandering here after we had that cool air being pushed down here from the mid-Atlantic, but not cool for this time of year. I want to make that clear. some of that warmer air is going to start to build in from the west. The colder air farther north will remain there, and it's behind this next cold Canadian front. So we look at what's happening here. You got this kind of area of high pressure that's kind of weak here at the surface. There's your clouds. Then they begin to break coming up on your Thursday afternoon. And again, temperature-wise, you could see that they're certainly going to be reflective of where the sun is certainly more numerous, opposed to areas that may not be that way. And definitely we're seeing a nice little change here coming up in that forecast. You can see for Friday, though, there is a little weak system that's coming in, and that will actually bring us maybe just a little light shower here and there. But pretty consistent across the board. Northern Alabama and Georgia, we're talking about some 60s, mid-60s farther south, 70s, of course, down near Florida. So we start looking at this pattern when it comes in on Friday. I'm jumping ahead here Friday afternoon because here comes that little line of showers. Nothing severe with it. It's brief, and then the system stalls. That's the whole forecast, the stalled out system. That's it. And here we are Friday getting into the weekend, and it just kind of meanders here. And then another area of low pressure comes in. Look at that on the backside of it across Tennessee, seeing some snow. All the rain, all the storminess, northern third of Alabama, but we still remain mostly on the dry side. You see that setup? But any kind of deviation from that, coming maybe another 50 miles south, could spoil it. So that's why we got to keep an eye on it. But right now, it is what it is. So 59 degrees in the overnight, cloudy and a little drizzle and mild out there. 76 we're going to go tomorrow for the highest point. And you can see temperatures are rather consistent in the afternoon. So 7-day forecast, if we go with that thinking, I'm going to go with a brief afternoon shower, mid-70s. Saturday, I'm going to go with very sporadic rain, likely in our extreme northern counties, like north of Interstate 85. You get the picture. But there it is, pretty consistent. Same old, same old.
Did spring start while I was asleep?
It's the groundhog. You believe in him, don't you?
We do. All right, thank you, Rob. Well, Jessalyn Holbrock is filling in for sports director Brendan Robertson as we're getting closer to March Madness.
And we've got two teams that are hoping to make a deep run this year.
Yeah, surprisingly, one of those is the Alabama Crimson Tide, who pulled off another win yesterday. Avery Johnson on how they got that done. Plus, the team supposed to finish 9th in the SEC is just a few games away from winning the conference. But first, they'll have to go through Kentucky tonight. I'll tell you why tonight's game may be more hostile than usual for the Wildcats.
Window World offers expert installation completed by professionals, improved curb appeal, add value, and lower energy costs with professional installations on award-winning windows, siding, doors, and more. Call or click Window World today.
When you go to Piggly Wiggly, I'm going to find the cornmeal I want. I'm going to find that they make sausage right there that I can have for breakfast. Their produce section is second to none. I mean, they get things from local farmers just like we do. They're a company that cares about representing what we like in Columbus, Georgia. It takes commitment on their part to say, you know, we're going to carry Country's barbecue sauce because they're local and they mean something to Columbus, Georgia.
Why is Headquarter Nissan #1? Well, that's simple. Our value plan. Here, let me explain. With our exclusive value plan, you get a ton of extra value with your purchase at no extra cost. You get a lifetime warranty, plus identity protection, plus theft protection, plus key and remote replacement protection, plus paintless dent repair. We are the #1 dealer offering the #1 value.
Oh, I've seen that look before. Eyes glazing over, mouth watering. Happens all the time when people see me. No shame in that. Maybe a little shame on account of the drool running down your chin right now, but you do you, girl. You do you.
At Zaxby's, our flavor speaks for itself, like the boneless wings meal, hand-tossed in our own spicy honey barbecue sauce, served with crinkle fries in a 22-ounce drink for just $5.99. Friends, family, flavor. Zaxby's.
Okay, this is getting awkward.
I'm Sandra Fry. I'm a union bus driver, and I'm also a mom. During 17 years with Greyhound, I've covered over 2 million miles. My job is to safely bring families together. I love the open road, but I never forget that a drowsy or careless driver could be right around the next curve. Drunk driving is the deadliest of all. As a mom and as a bus driver, I have a message for you. If you drink, don't drive.
Window World addresses your needs specific to your home,
including custom measurements and energy-saving options.
Our professional crews install your windows properly and efficiently, backed by an all-inclusive lifetime warranty.
Window World.
Simply the best for less.
Morgan & Morgan is at Pound Law on your cell phone. That's pound 529.
Time for News 3 Sports.
The team that was supposed to win the SEC versus the team actually on pace to win the conference. That's what we've got tonight when number 10 Auburn takes on the unranked, yes, unranked Kentucky Wildcats tonight in the Plains. Auburn in the top 10 and UK not ranked. Yeah, we all thought that was going to happen this year, right? Well, according to the NCAA selection committee, the Tigers are projected as a number 2 seed in the tournament and the number 5 seed overall. With 6 games left, Auburn has a 2-game lead over both Tennessee and Florida. Tonight's game means a little bit more, with former Auburn head coach Tony Barbee now an assistant at Kentucky.
Not a good defensive I would think it would be only fitting and fitting with Auburn and be classy. I mean, he was our basketball coach for 4 years. He moved his family here. He was a part of this family. Welcome him back to where he and his family spent for 4 years. There should be nothing else. They're a big target, and they're easy to criticize because they are the chosen. But they play hard. I mean, Kentucky's kids play hard.
Not sure yet if Barbee is going to be at the game, but if he is, we'll see what the reaction is inside Auburn Arena. I can't imagine very good. Tip-off is at 9 Eastern. Well, how many people had both Alabama and Auburn in their preseason bracket? The Tide ripped off another win last night, this one coming against LSU, and a 15-point win at home. On Sunday, the selection committee pegged the Crimson Tide as an 8 seed for the NCAA tournament. 5 games left for the Tide, including Kentucky this Saturday, and Auburn 1 week from today in the Plains.
In the second half, we had about a 7 to 10 minute spurt there that was as good a basketball as we played all year. Whenever we have 4 guys in double figures and the ball moved the way it did, especially in the second half, we can be somewhat of a good team. We shot the ball with confidence, and fortunately, we were able to score enough points to win this game.
They've won plenty of games. Over at Hardaway High School today, 6 Hawks signed on to play college football. Those guys include Marco Lee heading to Fort Valley State, Gabe Manley to Baker University. Both Clyde Albright and Cortland Dixon will be joining Reinhardt University. And another pair of teammates are staying together, with A.J. Durham and Jakari Thomas heading to play at Highland. Plus, some big games today for 4 of our area teams in Class 7A. Both boys and girls for Auburn and Central traveled to Montgomery for the Central Regional Tournament. We've got a final score for both Auburn teams. The boys keeping their season alive with a 6-point win in overtime over Lee Montgomery. Meanwhile, the girls beat Enterprise 51-37. So both teams advanced to the regional final, and we'll see they could both be playing the Central Red Devils. The girls tipped off at 4:30, and the boys start at 6:30.
As a basketball fan, this is my favorite time of the year. Oh,
bracket for everybody, high school,
getting
college,
ready for March Madness and the high school basketball. They're turning it up a notch for the playoffs. All right, thank you so much, Justin.
We're coming right back.
The Kinetic Credit Union Golden Apple Award. Same great honor, same great tradition.
Affordable dentures and implants. What are implants? They lock in a denture so it doesn't move. They're life-changing. Can we afford them? We can now. They made implants affordable. You do look great. We feel even better. Time to get our smile back. Time to get our life back.
Lock down your denture with affordable implants. Call 1-800-2-IMPLANT today. One call and one day can change your tomorrow.
I want a
red crossover with
sunroof
and navigation. We have what you want at a great AutoNation price.
Save now on new Hyundai Elantras, just $14,899 or with 0% financing. Only at AutoNation Hyundai.
If you like spice and fish, there's this. If you like fish but not spice, there's this. If you don't like fish or spice, you're really going to like everything else at Arby's. Arby's, we have the meat.
Right now is the best time to buy a new Sentra or Rogue at Headquarter Nissan. Drive a new Rogue for just $19,800. That's $19,800 for a new Rogue. Or lease it for just $169 a month. Drive a new Sentra for just $13,700. That's $13,700 for a new Sentra. Or lease it for just $129 a month. Plus, every Headquarter Nissan is backed by our exclusive value plan that includes a lifetime warranty and more at no extra cost.
Feel like you bought from the factory. Headquarter Nissan.
Accident in your car, motorcycle, or bus.
us. We're so good in our city, now the ambulances chase us. Daytime, nighttime, call at any hour. To help you, Mike will even get out of the shower. Working 24/7, cause that's how it's supposed to be. Call when he's at dinner, this is Mike and you ain't bothering me. An attorney for the people, plus he's relatable. To say he ain't the best in this league is never debatable. When insurance companies act up, medical bills they stack up. Been serving Georgia's over 20 years, he'll handle that stuff. Smart from the start, and just get Mike. His whole team is in the corner and we ready to fight. What's up?
If you have a hearing problem, visit my friends at Beltone. They give really good service.
This week we headed out to Reese Road Leadership Academy to honor our latest Kinetic Golden Apple Award winner. Veteran teacher Heather Boland was nominated by Principal Katrina Long, who says the teacher is passionate about her students as well as Reese Road Academy. Congratulations to Heather Boland, this week's Kinetic Credit Union Golden Apple Award winner.
Okay, one more check of that weather, right? I wanted to take over for you guys as an anchor.
Go right ahead.
Bob, would you like to check out that last look at weather?
Take us home, Bob.
Sure, I'll take you home and sleep well. So 76 degrees and then 75 as we get into Friday. Friday is just this line of showers that come in, and then the front stalls, so we're not going to get a taste of any of that cold air behind it. In fact, we remain on the mild side. As far as Saturday is concerned, it could be some heavy rain when you get like north of like Interstate 20, but we want to watch that line if that was to drift any farther south. But when we look at consistency in models, it's been consistent. It's going to look like that. So there you go.
All right, Bob, thank you.
Warm enough to melt a box of chocolates.
There you go.
And that's going to do it for News 3 Evening Edition.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Have a safe and pleasant evening.
Yes.